Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the fire signs and their twin flame connection. Fire signs, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Twins, I hope that you all are doing well. I am reading for twins in separation, and if you're not sure if you are in a twin flame dynamic, please consult the many videos online that go into it in great detail. But in a nutshell, the idea of twin flames is that it describes two people that share one energetic soul. So one soul, two people. There's always a chaser and runner dynamic, which over time and through separation period will flip, right? So the chaser becomes a runner becomes a chaser. And the idea is that twins trigger one another into spiritual ascension, spiritual awakening. That each twin recognizes that they're perfectly okay on their own, and that they have beautiful spiritual gifts that they are meant to share with the world, whatever those gifts may be. So that's the twin flame dynamic in a nutshell, but there's so much complexity. It can be very harrowing, it can be intense, it can cause your whole life to be topsy-turvy. It can bring you very low, and then it can elevate you to successes you never thought you could achieve. My twin flame connection has done all of that for me. So let's just get to it. I'm going to be doing your reading today with the Human Spirit Oracle. Excuse me. And the tarot reading with the Abstract Futures Tarot. So I'm going to pull 4 cards for the main spread, 4 cards for clarifier. The 4 cards in the main spread will all be oracle. Interesting. Interesting. They'll all be the oracles, and then the clarifiers will be the tarot. Thank you, Spirit. The first 2 cards will describe your energy, though feel free to switch it if necessary, as twins often mirror one another. Okay. So I'm just going to burn some Palo Santo, because I was told to burn some Palo Santo to clear some of the negative energy that I actually feel. Thank you, Spirit. I actually feel some sticky that's so interesting. I was watching the smoke come out of the Palo Santo, and it almost looked like it was about to write a word. It didn't, but it looked like it was. I'm feeling there's a tenseness, which is okay. We can handle it. I wanted to share with you some of the crystals that I have on the desk for you for the twin flame readings. This is an iolite and sunstone combination, and I have a Sharowit sphere, and what I believe is smoky quartz with citrine infused in it. These crystals speak to the violet flame, which is heavily connected to the twin flame energy. So what do we see for you, your energy right now? Against the clock, number 30 introduces to a 3, which is the Empress card in the Major Arcana. Against the clock. It always, you know, I didn't know this when I bought this deck, but barring the paint that makes him look like he's made out of brass or copper or whatever, this figure looks like my twin. So it always catches me. I know the card is in the deck, but it always catches me off guard. But against the clock, it's, do you feel as though you're running out of time? This says time flies. Very hard to see. I could barely see it, but it says time flies. That expression, time flies, when you're having fun, but I don't see it as that for you today. All of these clocks have a different time on them, and this particular clock is broken, the one that's right on his solar plexus. Does it feel like time stopped when you were with your twin? Yeah. Can't get over the fact, though, that he's kind of robotic, right? These are very steampunky cards, very robotic. But this is describing your energy, unless you choose to flip it. So you could be feeling like you're running out of time. Maybe if you are of a certain age and you feel as though you would like to have a family, you know, if we're trying to have children, people are having children older and older these days, but it's still a factor that, especially if you're a woman and you are, you have to be, you're on a certain time clock for having that window open to you to have children. So it could be something like that. You could be, I just saw the scenario of somebody moving away, moving to a different country, like moving far away from their twin. So it's as if you have to figure things out before you go. I mean, my twin lives in a completely different country, but through astral projection, we can see each other fairly constantly if we so choose. Not quite the same, but Spirit wanted me to tell you that. Number 3, Empress energy in the Major Arcana, represents somebody who is the master attractor, somebody who knows what their worth is, divine feminine energy, and allows abundance to flow towards them. This could be something that you're figuring out at this time. The Hermit clarifies this card, Major Arcana number 9, and it talks about, it's so strange because I have, for the water signs, I brought out the Gilded Tarot just to clarify the Hermit card, and it still happens to be on my desk. So this is how the Hermit is represented in another deck, right? How different they are. I like this card because there's this image of the star represented here. The star, Major Arcana, Aquarius energy. The light from the stars inside the Hermit's lantern. So it's a beautiful, what was I going to say there? In tarot, the Hermit and the star are like bread and butter, like cereal and milk, you know? They're just two things that go together. And in the way that this is configured, this very spare image, they're just kind of intertwined. Like, where does one stop and where does the other begin? And this could be the feeling that you're having right now, fire signs, regarding your twin. And maybe that really irritates you because I see this very bright yellow line. It's almost like you want to stand out, and yet your twin is kind of surrounding you at all times, and it's perhaps driving you bonkers. Like, as bright as you're shining, there's a part of you that feels that that light is somehow muted because this energy is pulling on it. I'm going to get a clarifier for against the clock. Why do we feel like we're running out of time, Spirit? Six of Cups. That's interesting. It's an interesting way to put it, Spirit. Six of Cups talks about reminiscing. Reminisce on the love we had. Mary J. Blige. Reminisce on the love we had. Oh, that's a good song. The Six of Cups talks about looking back to the past with fondness. Thank you, Spirit. They just gave it to me. The reason why you could be feeling like you're trying to beat the clock is because you've already spent so much time invested in this connection with very seemingly, although I might beg to differ, very little reward. Now, if you are on your way to your spiritual path, then you know that your twin flame dynamic has rewarded you with wisdom, a sense of self, with aggravation and heartache and heartbreak and irritation, sure. But I have a feeling that because you're also a fire sign, you're not letting anybody stop you from elevating yourself. I'm being asked to show you this gigantic golden healer crystal that I have that is literally a flame shape. Look at how stunningly beautiful this crystal is. This is you, fire signs. This is what Spirit just wanted me to like draw your attention. Like, just feel the vibes coming through the screen with this golden healer, this magical energy, and knowing that this is the center of your solar plexus. It's going on the desk. This is the root of your selfhood, your confidence. You know, but it's difficult because you had some good times, some amazing memories, but it's causing you to retreat within. Say, well, how many times do I want to look back at the past before it serves no purpose for me? This is what you're going through right now. Your person, and remember, you can feel free to flip the energies. Your person, number 43, which reduces to a 7, which is the Chariot card. They got spill the tea. Spill the tea. She's shaped like a teapot. I noticed that like the 5th time I ever pulled this card out, and then it really, really bothered me. It like bothers me. I don't know why. Spill the tea, that expression is, give me the gossip. Give me the gossip. So if you are in separation from your twin, but you have a connection to them in some other way through close acquaintances, or you kind of follow them in social media or in some capacity where you can kind of get the skinny on their life, or they you, right? This is their energy. They may be wanting to Be a little sneaky. I feel as though your twin may be asking around about you or delving in. I feel kind of Page of Swords energy, curiosity, that they want to know what's going on with you. Ten of Swords in reverse because they're in a lot of pain. It's one of the hardest cards to get in the tarot in a reading because the Ten of Swords kind of represents just being flattened on the ground emotionally and spiritually, energetically. Life has just handed us a bunch of lemons and we don't have the recipe for lemonade, like that kind of thing. Everything's so sour. When the card is in the reverse, we can't move past this energy at the present moment. So it's so interesting that the 43 and the Chariot card is all about movement forward. So these two cards pull at one another. There's this, your person wants to move forward. Maybe they want to move forward and away from you, right? They could be the runner, excuse me, but they can't. They can't move on. They haven't healed. I'm gonna get one more clarifier for Spill the Tea. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. They're not feeling very abundant, attractive, like that they have much to offer you. That's not true, but if they don't feel that way, you never want to get into a situation with somebody where they don't feel like, where they feel like they're looking up at you, right? Because it's very unequal, it's very unhealthy. We can have a healthy admiration for people. I mean, there are so many people in my life that I massively respect. We're not talking about that. We're talking about, like, I idolize you and I wish I was as good as you are. Ugh. Even saying that just feels so like, nobody should be idolized like that, especially not your twin. 100,000%, they're the last person that should be idolized. Loved, sure, but idolized, no. But right now they don't feel like they have much to offer. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. For the connection, yeah, the number 5. 5s are all about transition. Fishbowl. Fishbowl. This is kind of a fun card, though. Oh, I used to have a betta fish that looked just like that. When he died, I buried him. He deserved a proper funeral. Anyway, betta fish are very combative, though. You can't put betta fish in the same tank. Ah, thank you, Spirit. Interesting. You can't put betta fish in the same tank because they'll fight each other. This could have been a situation where you and your twin were just not seeing eye to eye for the longest. And you had to go your separate ways because of that. But it's almost like looking around, where's my person? Where's my person? Feeling like you're being watched under the microscope. It's clarified by the moon. So interesting. The moon is Pisces energy. So far you got Virgo, Pisces energy. What is this one? So your person could be one of those signs, doesn't have to be. But the moon talks about confusion, secrets, things hidden in the shadows, in the depths. In the depths of the psyche, in the psychic realms, in the spiritual realms that are just confounding at this time. Five is not my favorite number in the tarot because it's always just so yucky. It's like this number that's just in between. We're just stuck in the in between. When are we going? I just feel like you and your twin are just in a cycle of repeat. I hate to say it, but both of you feel kind of stagnant and falling back on old patterns, old behaviors. And it's almost like you're looking at one another in your own little fish bowls, seeing how you're doing and wondering why you can't jump in the bowl too. Like, that's the mystery, right? The mystery of the twin flame connection. It's so unique. The life lessons are so unique to everyone and every dynamic. There's gonna be different things that you learn. Page of Wands in the reverse, clarifying it. Not taking a leap forward, not taking even a single step forward. I always like to, when I see this card, I think of it as a diving board, kind of jumping into the depths below, but there's no jumping, there's no nothing, there's no movement. Lots of action happening underneath the surface, right? Underneath the surface. So interesting too that it's kind of a similar color palette, isn't it? But we're not, and this is not a criticism, it's just a statement that we're not being brave right now. We can't even take a step forward. We're not being brave right now. It's okay. You can't rush these things. And I think that might be difficult for you with this against the clock card. Whether you want to rush to end things for good, or whether you want to rush back towards them, or you rush to start your own, life over, or whatever it is, you can't rush it. You just have to exist in the present moment. And acknowledge your feelings. Today, I miss my twin. Tomorrow, I can't stand their guts. Today, oh, I remember that happy time. Tomorrow, man, why would I ever want that energy back in my life? I mean, it's a roller coaster. What is advice from Spirit? Beautiful, beautiful. Unlock your mind. Number 6, the major arcana, Gemini energy. The Lovers. The Lovers. The Lovers card in the major arcana can talk about divine partnership, but it can also talk about choice, a choice point. Do we turn the key? Do we want to explore this twin flame connection even further? Do we want to access spirit in this way? Access the inner mind, access the psyche, the place that, the more you kind of go toe-to-toe with your triggers and your fears and your inner child woundings and all that stuff, it's actually what's going to bring you closer to your twin. It's not about figuring out all their traumas, even though I'm sure you have. It's about looking at your own and seeing how it is they trigger you, or trigger you meaning like, why do you hold on to them so tightly? What is it that you fear? Do you fear that you won't ever find anyone else like them? Do you fear the sense that you can't possess them? Do you fear loneliness? What is it that you fear? I mean, it could be a combination of things like that. But it's a really beautiful energy that Spirit is asking you to dive deep within your own psyche. It's not about what's going on out there. It's about what's going on inside, right? Which I think is what you're hitting on right now with the Hermit energy. You're really, you may be insular and your twin is like, where did you go? It's clarified by the 9 of Wands in the reverse. This is in the upright. 9 of Wands in the reverse talks about somebody who is not interested in repeating the cycles, is not interested in putting on a brave face just to have a brave face. Let me pull one more. Thank you, Spirit. The 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Pentacles talks about equal give and take, reciprocity. And Spirit is kind of saying, Oh, okay. Spirit is saying, we know you love your twin, but redirect all the love that you were going to give your person back to yourself. All that love should be turned inward for right now, because there is something that needs to be evened out, leveled out. It's interesting because it's kind of a backwards way to look at this card, and normally I would say, oh, this is a card of equal give and take. You got to wait till your twin can give you what you give them. But I think the key is not focusing on them at all. It's like by focusing on yourself, you're serving them. You're serving the connection, because they are you and you are them. We are all together, right? That's your reading. Fire signs. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, twins.